So far, most of the viewers for Let's Talk podcast, 80% to be precise, are working in an organization. That is, they are employees of some sort. This particular video is for those 80% of the people who are either thinking of working or already achieved making a difference in their respective organization. In part two, we will dig deeper of what are certain steps I took to pursue this project to its fruition. Welcome to the part two of my entrepreneurship story. Now, I have committed to my manager that I take the full responsibility and accountability of this project. Now I have to start planning and start working and doing something actionable here. At the get go, I saw some fundamental challenges. The first one of the key challenges, I would say, was around the awareness and desire of the engineers to be a part of this project and try to deliver to the customer. That was huge. How exactly you can try to create awareness and desire? That was something which I thought one of the key steps to take to achieve. Rather, I would say. The second one was to bring all the engineers who are already working in that project and in the silos, maybe a different location across the world and different regions, to come together and build a community of that sort. It's so important that the problems, the achievements, the challenges, the thoughts which they are going through as a part of the project, they are not alone with that. We have so many people who might share the same kind of challenges and success as well. So yeah, that was the second major challenge which I have to work through. The third was I have to create a system for my side of the project. As I always say, my side or part of the project, because there was a big project worldwide across the different technologies where people were working. But I just took a chunk of a project to run it autonomously. So yeah, I have to create that system for my part of the project, which would be self-sustaining and structured, which can be repeatable without having any confusion. The single motto which I started with is that if everyone is doing everything, who is accountable for anything? So accountability, delegation is something which would be one of the core priorities to start with. The current format lacks clarity. And as I always say, confusion results in withdrawal, and clarity brings confidence. If the people who are delivering to the customer, who are the face of the organization, if they themselves are not very clear, what kind of impression do we leave uh, at the customer side or talking to the customer or having these conversations? So the first step I did is I have to build a team. Building a team itself was a daunting task. I would say for any entrepreneur, if you have to find right people on board who share your belief system, who share the same passion, it's 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 challenging, and mostly it's a lonely road. First of all, I have to create a list of the engineers whom I have interacted in the past, and then try to reach out to them. Now, I have to take into consideration that this is a project which they are working as a side hustle. So they have to work additionally to what they are working at this point, taking the full accountability for their respected workloads and with no surety of success. So you can see that it would be a pretty difficult and challenging task to reach out to the people. However, I created a list and I reached out to a few of my colleagues. Some some were not very excited, some has a different constraint, but then I got few of them who shared a similar mindset, and they understood the potential of this project. As expected, most of them have their share fear of doubt initially, but they jumped onto it when they realized that it's an opportunity to make a difference. It's an opportunity to do something which customer always wanted. And what worse can happen? We fail, but then we learn from what worked and what didn't work. I explained to them that let's have a startup mindset within the organization, and that's what we call the intrapreneurs, where you spend hours to develop a prototype and present it to the investors for funding, which is leadership in our case. They loved this idea, and most of them came on board within days of contemplation. We started with a vision statement and living it every day. Now, vision statement is so important. Vision statement will help you to understand the value, the core value, and the purpose of the project. The vision statement helps you to come back if you stray. The vision statement helps you to propagate what exactly we're trying to achieve. So, vision statement is something which we try to inculcate, which includes the communication, orchestration part of it, investment in our opportunities, both customers and Microsoft side, and networking. So these are some of, I would say, the preambles. So once we have a team, we started having brainstorm sessions. We try to put forward some ideas, challenge, like what would be how we have to go, what are the materials we have to present, and we did everything, almost everything, from my perspective, what an actual project looks like. Again, to recap, we try to build a team, specifically write about what our vision statement is, and provide and also give accountability of each and every workload to each of their respected leads, so that we know what are the workloads, what are the work we have to do, and what is the expectations out of it. From my side, I made a target to reach out to at least 2 or 3 driven people every week. In all my interactions, if I see that the people have a potential to be a part of this project, to deliver to the customer, I reach out to them and share our vision, share our mission, and the overall idea about what we are trying to achieve and why we are trying to achieve. Some of them, it resonates with their personal philosophy and wholeheartedly become a part of this journey. My co-leads also did almost everything so that they can evangelize, showcase value, which in turns brings success to them and their customers. Like any project, we got a lot of delays in terms of meeting the deadlines which we created, a lot of pushback from different sections within the organization, some negative comments, some positive comments, a mix of that, some hesitation to carry on forward by my colleagues. Maybe their management wasn't encouraging them to spend time on that. So, as I mentioned, as an entrepreneur, most of the time it's a lonely road. People be motivated, sometimes they aren't. You have to ensure that you reach out to them, listen to them, understand, and make sure that you have a strong team to keep moving in all ups and downs, peaks and valleys of the life of the project. Eventually, we started seeing some results, which were so inspiring. From maybe around 20 to 30 engineers worldwide, And maybe in silos, they were in different countries. We quickly create a community of more than 100 engineers who are working with the customers. However, they are not coming together and sharing their success, their failures, their insights, their feedbacks to their colleagues. And as we started getting success, we were also trying to evangelize those success. We try to let all the engineers, the existing engineers, know that we are not only creating a vision, we are towards the path of positivity, of progress. And it not only help us to reinstate our purpose and philosophy for this project, but it also boosts all the engineers who are associated with that to boost their morale and confidence. Now, sometimes it's pretty crazy and enough that sometimes I got feedback that when I'm in shower while driving or my self-reflection time, I feel good to be part of this project because it really genuinely resonates with my life philosophy. While we are on a progressive path, at the time of this recording, we are still in the project and trying to work the best of our ability. We are still far away from our goal because as an entrepreneur, it's very important that once you get to a level, you have to strive to the next level. You may be best in that particular level you are in right now, and as soon as you move to a next level, you may become one of a pretty starter. I mean, every level has to start, and you have to consist. You have to be consistent and ensure that all the team members also share a passion. Out of many strategies we implemented to overcome the hurdles and still ongoing, one of them was to showcase the community, the mindset involved in this project works. Some were very staunch supporter, some were still maybe not, perhaps, and some were no, I'm not very confident about this project. So while having this conversation with my manager, she asked me, Saurabh, why don't you tell your story? Who would be better than you to set an example and motivate others? That moment propelled me to write my customer story. And fast forward 4 months later, I had two prestigious awards staring at me and saying, yes, Saurabh, things do work when you firmly believe and act on it. Well, I don't know what the future is store for me and all my colleagues who are associated with this project. One thing I'm very sure that the project come and go, business fail or prosper, what shouldn't change is your personal philosophy, your mission, and a learning from whatever you do. I am proud of this project. I am proud of my colleague and management who supported me throughout thick and thin. And this is for you guys. Cheers. All the best.